welcome back to The Next Big Thing. I'm your host, Jess Todd-Feld. Our next guest is the next big thing. He has been doing a few interesting things in the world of real estate. In fact, it was just announced that he will be inducted into the RE/MAX Hall of Fame. By the way, congrats on that one.
Thank you.
You are the author of The Business of Selling Your Property, a seller's guide to the science behind real estate sales. There's a science here.
There is.
And you and I were having some fun chatting before, and when it comes to people's marketing, there's an old way of doing it which doesn't sound very scientific. What is that?
It's put it in the MLS, put the sign in the front yard, and pray.
And pray. And well, that sometimes works, but there's a better way.
There is.
What is it?
We pull a lot of different aspects together. One of the first things that I talk about even in the book is pricing. Pricing is key, and there's really two aspects to it. First of all, I want to take the negotiating out of pricing for any seller that I work with by getting an independent research done. So that negotiation is done. The buyer can't argue the value of the property because we've taken it off the table. Secondly, when it comes to pricing, it's all about strategies. Let me ask you a question. When a movie premieres, when does it make its most money?
Of that first weekend.
First week or 2
Yeah.
weeks. It's the same thing in real estate. The first 3 weeks are really when the most activity is generated. And the National Association of Realtors actually did a study on this and shows after 21 days, there's a huge diminishing return on activity on the property. And if you have to price it too high and then drop the price,
Yes.
you're just going to put a stigma on that property because now subconsciously, and this is part of the science,
Yes.
buyers are wondering what's wrong. Why did they have to drop? Are they motivated? And it's statistically proven you're going to lose money.
So in the book, you go further into the science of pricing it.
Absolutely.
And if people do it wrong, obviously, then they're past that 3-week mark.
Yes.
Yeah, and that's not a great thing.
Well, no, and there's ways to even recover from that. But you
Oh.
have to step back, regroup, and
Yeah.
understand that it's going to take some time to recover from that. You're not going to recover from it tomorrow.
Right.
So I go over that, hey, what happens if, matter of fact, the example that I use in the book, the guy had the property on the market for 62 days.
Yeah.
We had to pull it off the market for a solid month in order to get regrouped, refocused, and then when we put it back on, it sold in 2 weeks.
This is why I call you the get it done real estate guy.
Thank you.
You go out there and you make sure it's how can we get this thing sold?
Right.
And you're helping sellers to do it. Obviously, you do it with your own deals that you do. Now, the next thing, photos. A lot of people are making some mistakes.
They are.
What are they doing?
Well, there's a lot of real estate agents out there that believe we can use the technology of mobile, of phones.
Yes.
And they go, and I've got the new iPhone,
Uh-huh.
right? And my
Oh, I
daughter
can just
loves it to take selfies.
Yes.
Which is perfect for selfies for a teenage Instagram account.
Okay.
If I'm selling a $250,000 house, we might want to step it up a little. So there's a lot of real estate agents out there that think they can take that same photo, and now not only am I a real estate agent, but I'm a photographer. It doesn't work that way. Let me give you an example. Have you ever been to Burger King?
Yes.
Okay. The Whopper you ordered, did it ever look like the one on the screen?
Never. It never
It
looks
was-
like that.
you still
It looks
ordered
so
it.
great in the picture, yeah.
But it's a product photographer. So Burger King goes out and hires a product photographer. We need to do the same in real estate. We not just a professional photographer, because there's some great wedding photographers out there. They're not so good on products. They don't understand lighting for a product, and that's what we're putting on the market. The house is a product. So I talk about that, and actually if you visit my site, I have a whole post of before pictures that I took with my phone. Actually let my daughter take some just because she's better at the phone. And then the professional photographers, and you'll see a huge difference between the two.
And I know we put the website up on the screen. And with that analogy, we still get the burger. We know we want it, but it's also because they made our mouths water, and that's what you're doing when you do this right.
Absolutely. If you
We're
look at it, the
watering.
National Association of Realtors said that 92.1% of buyers start their search online and spend over 60% of that time looking at the photos.
Right.
Why in the world would we skimp on this part when we're going to put all kinds of other aspects, and I go over 12 other steps in the books, but why would we skimp here if that's where the buyers are spending the most
It's
time?
silliness, and you really are making people's mouths water. They want these properties. They want to show up and go get it.
Absolutely.
So when talking about people's marketing materials, and maybe this is even a new concept for some people because marketing, we just said it in the beginning, it's just to slap it in the MLS
Right.
and be done with it. what should they be doing or thinking?
Well, a lot of realtors that are coming into the business right now see that when it goes into the MLS, it goes to a couple of different websites automatically. So they call that a marketing plan.
Right.
I call that the hope and pray.
Yeah.
There's a lot of different things. We need to talk about the photos. We need to take all the guesswork for the buyers out of the equation. There's a couple of ways we can do that. I'm going to talk to you about a free chapter in a minute in the book that tells how I can take the biggest negotiation point away from the buyer.
Great.
So if I, as a seller, can take that away, that makes all the difference. There's marketing right there. It sets us apart. The death of a house is being just like every other house on the market.
Wow. And now you said a free chapter. Maybe we'll put up where other people should go on the screen over there.
Visit the site. It's ShaneWillis.com because I like a good narcissistic site. And we've got a chapter on it, and I'll put up on the screen the exact page to go, and I'll give you that chip that we can take away from the buyers, and it's guaranteed to get you a little more revenue.
Well, we love guarantees. You've been making a big name for yourself. I mean, you've been doing this for a long time, and I know you've done all sorts of deals, but you really want to help people to get their property sold.
Yes, get it sold for a higher price and at a faster time.
He's the get-it-done real estate guy. That's what I like to call you. Shane Willis, thank you for being here today.
Thanks for having me, Jess.